Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial. So today I will be showing you how you guys can basically redirect one page on your website to another. So I will be creating 3 web pages today, and I will show you how to travel from one to another to the third. So let's get started. So the first thing that we will need to do is actually create the 3 HTML files. So I'll call the first one first.html, call the second one second.html, and I'll call the third one third.html. So the first thing I'll have to do is actually get these 3 HTML documents set up. So let me just put in the default code we need to actually get our pages set up. So I need a head tag obviously, and I need a body tag. Now let me just copy and paste this code to the other files and save them. So because this project is pretty simple, I will be able to complete all the functionalities using just one JavaScript file for all 3. That should be good enough. So let me just link the JavaScript file right here using the script tag and giving it the source, so // and script.js. / tells our computer that the script.js file is in the same directory as the first.html file. So this works. Now let me just put it in our other HTML files, so in the bottom of the body tag. And now lastly we need style, so I can just use one CSS file for all 3 as well. So I just need to import or link the style sheet. So link, then rel is equal to style sheet, and href, so where the document is, and same // same directory style.css. Now I can just copy and paste this to the other files I also have, and there we go. So what I would like, well, before I proceed, let me just open up the first page. So here it is, first.html, the title. So now what I would like to do is have like a heading and then 2 buttons on the page. So a heading will be to show what page this is. So since this is the first page, I'll write welcome to the first page. Then I can have 2 buttons, one to go to the second page and one to go to the third page. So let me add 2 buttons actually. So the first button will have go to the go to the second page, and similarly the second button will have go to the third page. Now if I want to style them, which I'm sure I do, I can just use a class, because all the buttons need to look the same throughout the 3 pages and all the headings need to look the same. So using a class will really speed up the process. So I need to give it a class first, or I don't even need to use a class. I can just write the h1 tag, because all h1 tags need to be styled the same way. So let's say I want to give it a color crimson, so this should change. And let's say I want to change like the font. Sure, I can do that, why not? So that should change. And let's say I want to change like the font size, so maybe 45 pixel, so make it quite large. There we have it. And let's say I want to change the margin left, so I want to like kind of put it in the center a bit. That's a bit too much, so maybe 30%. Yep, that looks pretty good. Now let's say I want to actually put these 2 buttons on different levels. I can use this tag known as just BR. So basically just skips a line basically. So now it's just on another line. Let's say I want it to be even further down. I can put another BR tag, and there we go. Let's say I want the button to be a bit down, so I can put 2 BR tags between the first button and the heading. Oops, should just be BR. There we go. If I reload it, this looks pretty good. Now let me just style the buttons a bit. So maybe just maybe I can first of all give it like height. So height of 100 pixels, a width of maybe 250 pixels maybe, and then I can give them like a background color. So maybe I want it to have like a background color of dark cyan. Say that looks pretty good. Now let's say that I want to change the color of the text. I can change that, and I want to increase the font size. I can do that as well. There we have it. Now if I want to change the font, so I can go to font family. Let's make it the same font we used before. Looks pretty good. now let's say I want to actually change the border. So I have to first set border style to be solid because I don't want a dashed border. Then I want to change the border color to just black. And I want to apply a border radius. So maybe 20 pixels. Looks pretty good. What if I change this to white? No, I don't think it looks good. I think just stick to black. There we have it. And let's say I want to move both of them to the center too and give like a margin left, maybe 35%, and margin right, sorry, margin left. So margin left 35%. I think that looks really good. Maybe increase like the width a bit, so 310. I think that looks good. Now let me change the cursor too, so whenever I hover there should be like a pointer. There we have it. So now what I would like is that when I click the second page button or this third page button, the page should change to either the second page or the third page. So I can do that in JavaScript. So let me just write these functions. So to first. So this will change the page to the first page. So what I have to do in JavaScript is very simple. I just write window.location. So it basically changes the location. It changes like what page you're on. .href. Then you give the path of the page. So for me, it's just local. So I can just type in the name of the file, and I just have to repeat this process 2 more times for the other 2 pages. So this will be to second and second.html, and lastly to third and third.html. Now all I have to do is when this button gets clicked or this gets clicked, I just need to call these functions. So when go to the second page button gets clicked, I can use the onClick attribute. So basically whenever it gets clicked, on click it will call whatever's inside the quotations. So I wanted to call toSecond, the function. So I can just do that. Since our JavaScript is linked, it will directly look into the JavaScript file for this function. Similarly, I can do the same here for this button, except change it to third, because I would want it to go to the third page when go to the third page is clicked. Now I just have to pass on, oops, I haven't actually passed the buttons in there. So I can pass the buttons and the heading here, and when it says go to the second page, that works. I need to change this to welcome to the second page, then go to the first page and go to the third page. Change this to first and change that to go third. And I need to add it to my last file. So welcome to the third page, then go to the first page and go to the second page. So I changed this to second, and I changed this to first. That looks good. That looks good, and that looks good. So now hopefully if I click on go to the second page, it should take me to the second page. So if I click on it, we can see the page title change, the name change. So clearly we are in the second page. If I go to the third page, it takes me to the third page. If I go to the first page, it takes me to the first page. So yeah, it perfectly works, and that brings us to the end of this tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed making it. So changing or redirecting pages in HTML is a very common functionality. So as you keep making websites or web apps, it'll be something you use quite often. And so I hope it was clear. If you guys have any feedback for me, please let me know in the comments. I will certainly read it. And I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Thank you.